All right, Shalom.
Hey, Shalom.
Before we get started, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and Shalom to all the Akim that are in his truth and sincerity. And we pretty much just want to do a lesson, going into the situation in Minneapolis. Pretty much, because we're spiritual reporters. So you want to start with that article?
Yeah, Khan, this is from the New York Times, from what's today's date? It's Thursday, May 28, 2020, Year of Prophecy. This is updated 19 minutes ago from the New York Times. It says, George Floyd protest in Minneapolis, live updates. The governor called in the National Guard after stores were set alight during protests in response to Mr. Floyd's death and police custody.
Right, so Jay pretty much don't got no answer, man. Jay is using this as an example to just be a nigga. Like me and this brother were talking about before we started the lesson. Jay is using this as an excuse to just be a beast in the streets, man. Yeah. And these niggas still after all this, they're still not gonna learn, man. We're talking about come July, these niggas not even gonna be thinking about this no more.
That's right. Yeah. I got a precept right quick.
Can't bring that up.
This is Exodus 23:2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to rest judgment. So, I mean, these people are protesting. They're not even protesting in memory of this man's death. They're just protesting for self-gain.
Right.
They're not taking this money. They're not taking all those TVs and stuff that they looted from Target. You even saw Jake burn up the AutoZone. It's like, why is Jake burning up AutoZone? So it's like Jake is not taking the money that he got from looting these stores to give to the family members of the victims. All right, and our people just follow a multitude of the evil, man. All right, it's not gonna do anything but get you locked up and basically in the same predicament, if not worse, than this guy George Floyd, man.
Yep. Right. And Jake is gonna like I already said, Jake's gonna forget about this. Like a few weeks back, who was that? Ahmaud Audrey. Aubrey. Yeah. Jake's not even really thinking about him no more. He's already becoming a memory.
Yeah. Once summertime hit, the pools are opening. The honeys start wearing this bikinis. July 4th starting to come, and Jake is doing this nationwide boycott on July 7th, which makes no sense. It's contradictory because you're gonna celebrate July 4th. You're gonna fire up the grill. You're gonna light fireworks. You're gonna wear the United States paraphernalia, and then 3 days later, when you ain't got no money, oh yeah, we gonna boycott. That makes no sense at all.
Yeah, I got a precept too. Ultimately going into how basically what we see right now, the riots, all these things are biblical prophecy. These are all signs of the end times, man. This is what we expect to see, and we already knew we were going to see it because why? It was written in the scriptures. We already knew this thing was going to happen because it was written in the Bible. All right. So when we see it, we understand that prophecy is being fulfilled, man. And the prophecy is going to be fulfilled through any type of situation. The Lord put the spirit on the Edomite as He just did to put Jake to death and cause an uproar of the people. So this is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. It reads, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands." See, that's what we're seeing right now, man. People just, they looting, they putting buildings on fire, buildings burning down. People in the streets protesting, they find each other, fights breaking out,
right.
It says, continuing on verse 16, "For there shall be a sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." See, that's what we see right now, man. It's sedition among men. They're rebelling against the government, saying what they writing on the wall, saying fuck 12, basically meaning fuck the police. These are things we all say, but these are things that it's going to start Jacob's trouble.
Right.
It's going to be Jacob's trouble referring to the 12 tribes of Israel, who are the blacksmiths and Native Americans, who are Israelites according to the Bible. That's going to start the trouble of the Israelites, man.
That's right.
That's why the brothers, hey, there's going to be more examples of George Floyd's out here, man.
That's right.
You know?
I got that definition of sedition.
Oh, yeah.
It's from the online etymology. It's a noun that says from the mid 14th century. I'm gonna just read a few.
Yeah.
That says rebellion, which we all know it means to go to war. Uprising, revolt, concerted attempt to overthrow civil authority. And that's what we see going on here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It looks like a third world country, man.
Right.
You know, we be reporting stuff that happens in Chile and Argentina,
Right.
and these different so-called
Venezuela,
third world countries, Venezuela. America's a third world country, man.
Right.
All right, and it's gonna get even worse, man.
Yeah.
You know, because the Lord's words does not go out void.
Exactly.
You're gonna see more and more judgment put upon our people. And then when Jacob's trouble happened, people that don't have that spiritual hedge of protection, you're gonna bug out. Because you already seen George Floyd or George Floyd, whatever his name is, get put to death.
Yeah.
There's another video of a woman getting thrown from a flight of apartment complex in Toronto. You already got another video of a man in Kansas City getting shot and dragged back into the apartments. So this is all leading up to, Jacob's trouble, man. But our people, they don't consider it. And they're part of that sedition, man. So they're going to get judged.
Yep.
That's right. Yeah, I got that in 2nd Ezra 9. This is 2nd Ezra 9. And I'm going to start at verse 1, but the point is 3. It says, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs come, when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
So you got
we're in those times right now, you know, because you see all these things happening. It's about to go through some of those things, and we're living in the time of prophecy, man. Like the elder apostle Greg Millstone, elder apostle Tahar, they coined the year of prophecy, man, and it's evident. You see the virus. Can't forget about that.
Exactly.
You see, like brothers, like we're going into uproars of the people. And I'm going to read on verse 3. It says, Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, and you see earthquakes, man, a record number, 2019 and 2020, there's a record number of earthquakes.
Yeah.
It says,
and people, it's like when people hear earthquakes and think it's something light. Just because it hasn't hit your city doesn't mean it's something light, man.
Right.
You know, once it pushes you up, and you can't prepare for a natural disaster.
Right.
That's all you can't prepare for. That's why the Lord, man, he's a terror of all terrors, bro. He's a terrible power. You know?
And not to cut you off, cut you off, but the quintessential American mind thinks that earthquakes only happen on the West Coast. Yeah, that earthquakes only happen in California. You got fault lines all over the United States. You got the New Madrid fault line in the southeast and the Midwest. You got the Remarco fault line that's in over there in Delaware towards New York State. So you got fault lines everywhere, man. But people, they don't consider, man. They're looking forward to getting back to things how they was normal. And when you want to get back to being normal, you want to get back to seeing a so-called black man getting dragged and put to death, man. That's what you want to see.
Right.
You know, you want to go back to normal. This is what you want to see.
Right. You got more on that?
It says, I'm going to read verse 3 again. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. And that's what we're seeing. Because, you know, Jake being put to death, Jake is getting mad over that. And that's a prophecy, Genesis 49.
Yeah.
It says, who shall rouse Judah up? You know? And that's what the Lord's using Esau to do. And it's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
It's only going to get worse from now till Jacob's trouble happens, man.
Yeah.
It's only going to get worse.
Because if I can add to your point, our people, meaning that, you know, for the black Spanish and Native Americans out there, they already had their trial runs with Trayvon Martin, you know, Arlon with Sterling, you know, Mike Brown. They already had their trial runs. So now, you know, Jacob's like, man, this time we gonna do something different this time. Yeah. You know, Jake, hey, it's gonna be. That's why we say it's gonna be the spirit. The Lord's putting that spirit of rebellion. You know, really for some of them to cause their own death. It's just all for judgment, man. You know?
And the race wars too.
Yeah, oh yeah,
race wars gonna pop up.
To fulfill prophecy, man. This is all prophecy, man. You know, as we have told you before, we read it and we put out that message and then we prophesy and then it happens. You know? So it's no excuse. Okay? Yeah, more on that?
I'm gonna just end off on verse 4. It says, Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So all these things that are happening, it's already, like the brother said, it's already prophecy, man. It's already written. It's just playing out now.
Yep.
You got it.
This is Romans chapter 8, verse 6. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. And I bring that out because the brother did bring out the Exodus 23:2, speaking about you follow the multitude to do evil. What y'all doing is not doing anything, you know, beneficial for the people. Y'all just going off your own flesh, cause how you feel. After you do that, then what? Then what's next? You know? But we being men of the Lord, being prophets, being ambassadors of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, our power, you know, we're telling you, man, repent. You know, this is when you see things like this happen, hey, repent. That's the right thing to do, man. You know, that's the right protest to do, man. Repent, prophesy, you know, prophesy in the name of the Lord, prophesy the downfall of this kingdom. That's the right thing to do, man. Okay? Not just go out there and try to steal from Target, burn up Target, bust all the windows out of all the stores. No, man. You gonna need them stores in a minute. The hell? Right. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But you know that's just that message because people are trying to demonize us. Hey, the truth hurts, but the truth is still the truth, man. We telling you to be spiritually minded. You know, pray and fast. You know, repent, come to your power so you can have that spiritual protection in times as such, man.
That's
you
right.
know.
I got one right quick. This is Jeremiah 15, verse 1. Then said the Lord unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be towards this people. Cast them out of my sight and let them go forth. Verse 2. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord, such are as for death to death, and such are as for the sword to the sword. You see that going on right now with George Lopez, George Floyd, whatever his name is. All right, such are as for death to death, and such are as for the sword to the sword, and such are as for the famine to the famine. You know, the food prices are going up. These pork plants that use Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans kill yourself over to eat abominable foods, they're shutting down.
Yeah. It
says, and such are as for the captivity to the captivity. And that goes into these concentration camps, these FEMA camps, these re-education centers, these gulags, as they mentioned, you know, back during World War II, that's what they call them, gulags. All right, so we're getting to that point where you jakes, all right, you're rioting and tearing down stuff. They're gonna send the National Guard, and they're gonna start to send in more troops, and they're gonna start to send in foreign troops, and then next thing you know, you're gonna be in a concentration camp. So our people, they don't consider these things. They're just thinking they got a 60-inch TV. They got it out the mud. They didn't have to pay for nothing. They got it.
Right.
You know, you see, and you know, they always paint the picture that it's so-called Negroes. You so-called white people out there looting too, man. Let's not forget about that.
You seen the videos, man.
You crackers out there looting too, man. Right. Back to the point of our people. You out there looting, and you don't consider what the consequence is. They're sitting in the National Guard, and they're gonna ante up, you know, these actions to a higher plateau where they got to send in more higher authorities to contain you, jakes, man. Yeah. So we're out here to tell you, hey, this is a spiritual battle, man. Yeah. This guy, George Lopez, George Floyd, whatever his name, George Lloyd, whatever his name is, this man is resting in peace. He's in the spirit world. He knows that he's an Israelite, and now he's crying for us. Right. All right. He's saying, hey, Lord, when are you going to deliver these men who are preaching this word, man? But our people, they can't see past next week. So like the scripture mentions in Ecclesiastes 11, it says, and the day of prosperity is a forgiveness of affliction. So 2 weeks later, they're not gonna remember this, man. Right. They're gonna tear the city down. They're gonna tear their neighborhood down for what? Just because of this guy that you didn't know. he got strangled by the cops. That could have been you. That's the whole message of the gospel, man. You gotta have that spiritual as a protection because that could be you in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's
I got a precept.
Come.
This is Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 18. It says, and therefore will the Lord. Oh wait, that's not it. Anybody else got a scripture?
Talking about water, your trust in the shadow of Egypt.
Nah, you wouldn't. I got something though. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 18. It reads, wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroys much good. You know, so yeah, that's what we're putting forth. We give it, that's what we're trying to, share. Once we receive wisdom, from the scriptures, from the Spirit, from the men of the Lord that we're around, from our apostles and elders. Wisdom is better than weapons of war, man. That's not the way to go about it, man. That's not the way to attack, Esau, man. Esau really wants you people to do that, so he can even furthermore enforce his agenda, because he's gonna do what he's gonna do regardless. Because it's all prophecy. The Lord gonna put the spirit on Esau to do what he do, man. But we tell you that, hey, wisdom is better than weapons of war. Wisdom is a wise thing to fear the Lord, call the name of the Lord in these times when things get worse, because things are going to get worse, as the brothers mentioned. It's not gonna get better. It's not going back to normal. No, it's gonna be a new normal with the RFID chip, the mark of the beast. Yeah, but it's not going back to the normal that you once knew. Okay.
That's right.
But yeah, you bring it.
This is this is Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 8.
That's wisdom right there, waiting on the Lord.
Yep, it says, therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my first anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. Okay, so the point that I want to get out of that is when it says, wait ye upon me, saith the Lord. Because, like the brother's going into, it's a spiritual battle, man. You can't fight Esau the way carnally, because that's Esau's way. Like the brother said, that was a good point. Yeah. Esau really wants you niggas to fight like that, because you're coming down to his level.
Yeah.
You're on his battlefield.
Yeah, they have no choice but to enact Rex 84, King Alfred Plan.
Yeah.
All these legislations that we tell you about, these videos.
Those are martial law and orders right there.
Yeah. It's like we telling you of all this stuff. We actually sit down and actually look this stuff up. We actually sacrifice our time to give you this word, to tell you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans of this man's legislation of what's going on. But hey, your solution is, let's ride our own neighborhood that we live in and tear it up, all right? Mm-hmm. And then, what else? What's after that? If it goes into, what the captain was saying, during the art of war, you got to have a strategic ways of fighting war, man. You can't just fight war over your emotions, man.
Yeah, swinging for the fences is doing anything.
Yeah, the scriptures say anger rests up in the bosom of fools, man. All right, so you can't just be swayed upon your emotions because you see this stuff on TV. It ain't really affecting you, Jakes, until Jacob's trouble, man. Mm-hmm. And the Lord is giving you more time to get yourself right, to be in good grace. Good grace doesn't mean go out and cause a riot, man. It means to get yourself in order. And repent, man. That's the whole message, man. But from the video footage, man, Jake in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and there's probably going to be other cities in the United States where this goes down at during the summer. It's going to be a hot summer, man. Yeah, it's going to be a really hot summer. I ain't talking about the weather, all right? It's going to be a hot summer where it's going to be cities that's going to be off the chain, man. Yeah. And Jake, you got prophets in that city trying to tell them, and they ain't going to take heed to it.
I got you. This is 2 Maccabees chapter 8, verse 18. It reads, for they say he trust in their weapons and boldness, but our confidence is in the almighty power, who at a beck can cast down both them that come against us and also all in the world. So yeah, that's our confidence, man. You people trust in your weapon, you trust in your boldness, You probably trusting your money right now. And that's about to be that's not even about to be an option because of the RFID chip. You know, but our confidence is in Yahweh Shemiah Shah. That's why the brother mentioned we sacrifice time, we sacrifice weekends, we sacrifice, and we gotta continue. You know, we gotta continue in it. Of course, to endure to the end to be saved. But you know, our confidence is, that's with faith. It's in the Almighty power, Yahweh Shemiah Shah.
That's right.
And if it's in your spirit, in sincerity and truth, it's in it's your spirit, to seek Yahweh Shemiah Shah. This is the time to do it, man. When you see prophecies, that's the easiest time to believe when you see it happening.
Right.
It's the easiest time to believe.
Like the scripture says, that this wicked generation seeking for a sign. Well, we're the sign, man. Because we're out here, man. We're out on the highways and byways, man. That's the sign.
Exactly.
And we got the actual the sign, the 12 tribe sign, man.
Yep.
That's prophecy, man.
Yep.
But I got a precept too. Land backing off of you. It says Ezekiel chapter 9 and starting at verse 4. It says, "And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof." And that's the ones that are in this truth, man, that believe in Yahweh Shemiah Shai, man. That's not talking about you simple jakes out there that are taking matters into your own hands and not trusting in the Lord, not even considering that the Lord can protect you. Verse 5, it said, "And to the others he said in my hearing, Go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have you pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women. But come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary." Then they began at the ancient man which were before the house. So if you don't got that mark that it mentioned, that mark on the foreheads, which is really the exemption of from judgment.
Yes,
if you don't got that, you're gonna be put to death, man.
That's right. Yeah, it says slay utterly young and old, with man and woman. And
right.
It's getting to a point too where Jacob's gonna turn up when he sees his woman getting afflicted. Because Jacob's in that Queen of Heaven, dear mama spirit. So more of you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Latino women, y'all gonna get it too, man. Like we was joking around before the camera, the woman that was in the crowd and she got sprayed with mace and she got milk put over. You women, and we just saw a picture the brother put in a group text. You women should be out there protesting as well. That you basically a spoil of war, and you're open up to getting raped, harassed, and it's only gonna take for a couple of so-called Black women to get shot up by the cops for you Jakes to really take it to the next level, man.
Yeah.
The Jake is in that dear mama spirit that's a female, that type spirit, man. So we go in there, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemiah Shah.
That's right. It's gonna get ugly, man, to the point where this devil is just gonna be putting kids to death, man, in front of their parents, putting women to death.
Yeah, they're not gonna care. They're not gonna care no more about being politically correct. They're not gonna care what you think, know. And then you got another thing too. You got Trump about to speak about shutting down social media. Yeah. Basically, man, he gonna shut down internet. You ain't gonna know what the hell going on, bro.
Famine of the word.
Famine of the word, man. You ain't gonna know what the hell is going on. That's how they gonna control people too. You're not even gonna know what's going on in the next city to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be a heavy way of controlling, man. And we see that coming.
Yeah.
That's realistic, but people are not aware.
You got a precept.
I got something. This is Matthew 24 and 4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. And you see that going on with this guy, whatever, Grandmaster Flash, Jam Master J, Grandmaster, whatever the hell his name is, this bald-headed Negro. You should know not to trust a bald-headed Negro. All right, that's just a rule of thumb. Don't trust a bald-headed Negro with a fucked up fade. All right, but I was just looking at this guy, this Jam Master J, Grandmaster Flash, whatever his name is, from a live stream last night, and you got a lot of Israelites that's saying this is the man, this guy is basically the Messiah, man. This guy has dark shades on. You can't see his eyes. You can't see him talk to you, and you're thinking he's the Messiah. So this is fitting biblical prophecy that from many shall come in my name, saying I am anointed. That's what this guy's saying. He's anointed. He's saying Yahweh. He's saying Edomites. Not knowing this guy's setting you up for the okie doke, man.
Farrakhan thinking he anointed too. Many Christ, many false Christ.
Yeah,
Man.
there's gonna be many more. Even you so-called Israelites. We're not gonna name no names, but we know who you are. The guys that dress in all black. The guys that say that we're not supposed to worship Yahweh Shai. We know who you are.
They advise the Israelites to take the vaccine.
Yeah.
You know.
The guys that are strapped up at camp. That's talking about you guys, man. So you guys are gonna lead. What does the scripture say? The blind
lead the blind. Both shall fall into a ditch.
That's right. That's right. And that's what's gonna happen with Jake that's not paying attention and not staying in the spirit. Yeah. We're already beating this devil through the word, man.
Exactly, bro. He hates us, bro. He deleting your videos, your channels for a reason. He's following you. He's probably tracking you throughout the streets. He know where we teach at, man. We're not hiding. Mm-hmm. You know, it was a press conference. Forgot where it was at. They already investigating the Black Hebrew Israelites, man. You know, they already have it. Then the lady responded. You know, she was saying, well, they're not really hiding. You know, we're very familiar with this group. Yeah, we didn't have nothing to hide, man. We trusted Yahweh Shai. Right. You know, the prophecy in Isaiah 30:20 said, "You shall see thy teachers, man." God, you know, yeah. That's why the brother said this is the sign right here, man. Right. That this is the last days, man.
Right. Like that was Representative Karen Bass from the state of California. And I best believe she's seen GMS Ancient Days, man. She's from Los Angeles. She's seen brothers, brothers get loud. Yeah. You know, the scriptures say, cry loud, spare not. She's seen us out there teaching the word. We're not a threat, man. Right. But you Negroes out here that's looting your own cities, you're the threat. Right. And you're going to be in a concentration camp. Not saying we might not be in there. We might not. Right. But the Lord has got our back. But, hey, for you to don't hearken to his word, man, you're going to be another George Floyd, Lopez, whatever his name is, man. Because like we said, you're going to forget this man's name, just how you forgot about Alton Sterling, Philando Castile, Eric Gardner, I Can't Breathe. Yeah. It's a reoccurring situation. Yeah. This man said, I can't breathe, like Eric Gardner said 5 years ago. Yep. Y'all still don't get it.
Yep. They still don't understand that these so-called white people, which are Edomites, are your enemy. They still don't understand that. Yeah. After all this, man, they kill you right in front of everybody on camera, man. Yeah. And they're still doing it. Yeah. And they didn't even lock them cops up. They just fired them. Yeah. What's that gonna do? Yeah. They murdered somebody on camera.
Yeah, they just gonna send them an unemployment check. Right. You know what I'm saying?
The scripture said, "Gift destroyed the heart." Man, Jake was getting them $1,200 checks. You getting unemployment. Yeah. Which, if you getting that, that's cool, man. But you gotta have the right frame of mind to know how to spend that money and how to deal with that accordingly to the spirit, man. Yeah. But Jake get a $1,200 check. All of a sudden, he got the Make America Great and Trump 2020 shirts on, man.
Yeah, real talk.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So there's a forgiveness when you get a gift like that.
Yeah, that's a demon, man.
Right.
Yep.
You got something else?
Yeah, I got some. Okay. This is 2 Thessalonians. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, and I'm gonna start at verse 1. It says, "But of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night." And just like these brothers were talking about, these other these false teachers out here, these false messiahs, they're leading people astray, man, to the point to where when this shit actually pops off, when Jacob's trouble gets here, it's gonna catch them off guard, man, because these leaders are telling their congregations something that doesn't line up with prophecy.
Exactly.
Like just to an example, the vaccines, you can get a vaccine. Right. No, that's a great area, man. The scriptures speaks against getting piercing your flesh. That's a great area, man. That's gonna cause a stumbling block for Israel, man. And when that day comes, it's gonna come as a thief. Let me see, verse 3. It says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. And it's gonna be a time where it's gonna seem like peace and safety when they bring out that chip.
Yeah.
Like that brother said, it's gonna be the new normal. People are gonna be like, I guess it's gonna be like this from now on.
Yeah.
And they're gonna think it's peace and safety when they get that chip, man. But then the ICBMs are gonna hit America and destroy this place, man.
That's right.
Them chariots, they're gonna shoot them laser beams,
Yep.
destroy this place.
Exactly.
And these people, they're not gonna escape it, like it says.
That's all I got.
That's it.
That's all I got.
Yeah, that's all I got. You got you talked about.
All right, so Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the elect. We want to end this off by saying, Call Halalim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Gash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect.
Hey, Shalom.
Shalom.
Abba, Abba.
Abba, Abba.
Keep the faith. Shalom.